Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't been here before, please subscribe to be a part of the bilingual family, which is mostly me trying to speak English. So today you can see my face is looking a little bit pale. It needs some help. My eyes are done, but I do need a little bit of extra oomph, and that oomph we are going to get that from the new Vive products that I have in my collection, including their brand new bronzer duo, and I'm very excited. So Vive or Vive Muse is the brand from Jamie Genevieve, a Scottish beauty YouTuber that I've been watching for quite some time now. Apart from the new bronzer, I also picked up the Vive Skinju, which is basically like a liquid illuminator. I will link all of the products down below that I use on the rest of my face, including the new Vive products. So what is the Vive Modern Bronzer? Let's read about it. This duo bronzing compact makes achieving a natural sun-kissed glow all year round foolproof, with the same finely milled soft satin finish as the award-winning Vive Sunset Blush. So the shade that I purchased is light. I mean, look at me. I'm light. Light is suitable for fairer skin tones with subtle hints of pink and honey for a flattering and natural healthy glow. I don't like to do first impressions, so what you're seeing right now is actually a second impression of this product. The bronzer retails, if I'm not mistaken, for £31. As I said before, I have used this once and they described it as the two shades as pink tones with honey. And I was kind of conflicted about that, obviously, because it's like pink undertone or like a reddish undertone. No, not reddish, like a pink undertone with a warm undertone. So for me, it was like cool and warm together. How do you do that? So what I like to do with these powders is I like to start off with the bronzer shade, which for me is more this one right here. And then afterwards I go in with the contour shade. So for this, I'm gonna take a big brush because I found that they were actually quite pigmented. With this specific formula, I don't like it to be placed too specifically, like a very targeted placement on the face. There's a hair. So as for the shade on my complexion, it's definitely like a bronzer, like a classic bronzer tone. So it has that like orangey undertone, I would almost say, but it's not like an orange on my skin tone. But because you have that pigmentation, this shade is actually quite dark for a fair complexion, in my opinion. Like, it's definitely something that you can see sitting on the skin, or you see the color very significantly, and it's very easy to go overboard, which is why I use like the big brush. So you want to be a little bit careful with that. As for the formula, it blends very easily. It is very pigmented, like I said, but on the face it doesn't look very powdery, like it looks very natural despite it being a powder. I guess that has something to do with the very finely milled feeling on it. It's a very light powder, I would say. It's a very lightweight powder. So also when you put your brush in this, it doesn't have a lot of kick up, so that tells you that it is a very fine powder that isn't too dry. That's what I was looking for. It's not too drying on the skin. Then next up, I'm gonna take the Nabla Cheek Shaper. Like I said before, this one is a little bit more tapered, but you can also blend out bronzer and contour. But because I want a very soft contour, I'm gonna use this brush. So then I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. Like I said, it's a little bit lighter. It's also probably just as pigmented, but it does look a little bit more like a shadow color, like a little bit more cool toned. So again, I really like the formula of both of these. They're very similar, even though the color is different, so that speaks for consistency, I guess. Then I'm gonna apply a little bit of blush. I'm gonna mix, am I gonna mix? I don't know. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty blushes. This one is Bliss? Is it Bliss? Yes, this one is Bliss and this one is Joy. I'm actually just gonna wear Bliss. I'm not gonna mix them. So I'm gonna apply this one very quickly. And then it's time for the Vive Skinju. The Vive Skinju is a multitasking liquid highlighter like no other. The lightweight glossy texture has a smooth finish with a golden light reflecting pigment that adds a healthy sheen all over, containing squalane, which is known for its hydrating and anti-inflammatory properties. So this is what it looks like, a really nice chewy consistency packaging, not consistency. This only has like one shade, so it's a universal multitasker for glossy skin apparently. I was very surprised to see that this is the color, but this is what it looks like. So it looks very goldenish, which definitely goes with like the theme and the packaging of everything. In terms of like consistency, it feels very glidey, and I would say it's like a medium thickness, so it doesn't feel runny or watery or very liquidy, but it doesn't feel overly thick. I'm just gonna apply that little finger. Like the effect of it is beautiful. Like it looks really pretty. There we go. So that is what it looks like. So what actually surprised me while I was applying this yesterday is the fact that even though on my hand when I swatched it, when I blended it out, the gold was very prominent, like it was there. On my face, the tiniest bit of a cast, but it's not very noticeable. I think it's very reminiscent of the new Lisa Eldridge liquid highlighter, or like the liquid illuminator that she has. Very reminiscent of that in terms of finish. I'm really happy that I have this in my collection right now, because I feel like it's really the epitome of like a really nice, quite intense dew, but that is still natural on the skin in terms of finish and formula. So I really like this one. And also the lipstick that I have, which is the one that I'm going to quickly apply right now. So this is the Modern Matte lipstick in the shade Coming In Hot. Packaging again reminds me kind of Tom Ford. I really enjoy this packaging. So I'm gonna apply this shade, which is almost like a very nude, light nude with a warm undertone color, and I'm gonna pair that with my Catrice lip pencil. The bronzer, beautiful packaging. I love the packaging. Formula, like I said, is the bronzer is very pigmented, so that is something that you want to keep in mind. Be careful with how much you apply if you are on the fair side, because it is intense, but the formula blends very easily. And the finish of this is actually really interesting because it's not too powdery and not too dry for a powder, which is something that I really appreciate. So I really like this, and I will continue to use this in the future. This is actually quite surprising because I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I do right now. Be careful if you are extremely fair, because I don't know how this will translate on your skin and if it will have somewhat of a cast. On my complexion right now, it has the tiniest cast, but you can't notice it as much because of everything that's underneath or on top. So sometimes you could say, oh, all liquid illuminators after a while are the same, but this one, in my opinion, is quite special. I think it's really pretty on the skin, and I hope they will come out with a few more shades of this, because I think one universal shade, universal is always something so like an interesting term, because obviously we are not one and the same. So that is everything for me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the Vive products. Please let me know if you like this video down below. Leave a like or a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye! I mean, bye!